package this. Pray for peace, pacifist. I'm never old enough to give a fuck.
We saw some boosts yesterday, but one thing that I actually wanted to see was the 5-man boost with the op, and we didn't get to see it.
Same, I want to see that. I really want to see that. There's like so many crazy opportunities, and especially on the CT side, right outside of the public bathrooms mid, over by the bushes, you can also go for a very, very crazy cold zero-like boost. Then you can see all the way down into B short as well. Like, I'm hoping that the Prodigies do a little bit more experimentation, because obviously, you know, a 2-man boost over towards short to peer into water from connector, that's something that everybody can do. It's like, you've seen it once, you've seen it a million times, but those 5-man AWP boosts from T-spawn over towards heaven, like, not everyone's gonna try to pull that off.
Yeah, and the difference is, on T-spawn, yes, you can get the op, and if you get that really early entry frag, you can pretty much do everything you want. But without further ado, we're going to jump into this pistol around the Prodigies on the CT side and orgloessoe on T side. We got utility on Voxelart, and I don't think they're going to lose here anytime. The P250 is present at Fishy, and they're preparing for this B play.
I'm actually surprised about the fact that FNK brought 2 flashbangs and he's already used both of them, but he's gathered quite a little bit of information at the very least. That is Zura's far deep in towards center, but obviously the hit, as you said, is going to be here on the B site. We've got it stacked over towards the barrel side, and contact is going to be made and found, excuse me. Quartz will secure a trade, and SBT tucked in will finally even out the odds just a little bit more. Bomb goes down on the side of orgloessoe, and Astrum has taken a boatload of damage, but he can clap back. Suddenly, Quartz is left and stuck in a 1v2. USP needs to find headshots. There's the first, but the second, inches away as Fishy closes things out. The first round goes to orgloessoe.
The pistol round for the T side is really important. It doesn't matter what team you're on, but a little bit of whiff from SVT. The bait and switch was really great. We got FNK with the 2 flashes. They were prepared for that B play, because let's jump back to yesterday's match. We had like the start was 4 players on A, 1 player on heaven for information. This time they switched it up. They had the information, they had the read 4 on B, but they couldn't capitalize on these headshots.
Nope, sadly no. Zura's forcing out the scout, and he's got SBT with the MP9 elsewhere on the map. He's going to be parked over towards Monster for the time being, and nothing really amounts from that scout peek over towards Fountain, but that space has been occupied by orgloessoe. Quartz with the deagle obviously does hear that smoke go off, so he's got a little bit of information to relay back, and he's going to be mollied into a very uncomfortable spot right here. He's just going to have to forfeit that ground and, well, move back over towards A.
Yeah, no other option, to be honest. But still, 3 players on this A side. Let's see what orgloessoe decide to do here. They have this territory, and there's the entry. Quartz gets shot by Astrum, and Wumbo is going to take down Zurus on long. That scout, no more information. We can see the reaction. Straxy and SBT on Monster. We got Fishy with this AK long range. That duel is going to be in his favor, but he's not going to go for that at the moment.
FNK is going to creep up further and forward, maybe, if he finds Astrum off guard, who is tucked in deep behind balloons. Doesn't spot out the shoulder. No, it's the Galil to get the better of the Deagle instead. Straxy, all on his lonesome, not necessarily on an island, but Fishy. He actually reads into the swing from SBT, but still loses it out. Straxy claps back with 2 Deagle shots, has weaponry to recover, and he's got control of the bomb. He sat right on top of it, but a double swing coming out from orgloessoe, that's the nail in the coffin. They pick up a second round right here.
Unlucky. I mean, Straxy, man, he's always got these Ds. Even yesterday, he might not have the most kills in the match, but he always delivered with the Ds for us. And that was really interesting to watch. The boost, He got caught, but still SVT won that duel. But Straxy, he had this Galil on the ground, but he unfortunately picked up the MP9 and the decoy as a bait, as a fake flash. If I'm not mistaken, it was a decoy. It worked perfectly.
Yeah. Came super duper close right over there, but even if he were to have picked up the first frag with the MP9, the odds of him spray transferring on towards the second head and somehow lining up enough of those 9 mils, it would have been really, really tough. At best, you would have taken out all 4, well, not all 5, but all 4 guns out of the hands of orgloessoe and forced under the reinvestment, but still, 3 frags is more than enough, considering the fact they had a force buy. But staring down the barrel of yet another pistol round, things are going to be going for the side of Prodigies right over here. Obviously, goal is to isolate one sorry soul on the side of orgloessoe, strip away their rifles, and carry it over. And considering the fact that orgloessoe are piled out outside of this bomb site, one can remain hopeful that these pistols somehow find a light to shine.
We're about to see, and it's actually not just one player. We got the orgloessoe team lining up. This flash could mean everything for the Prodigy side. This can actually go very ugly for orgloessoe. The flash comes in, and the swing. FNK looking for that first headshot. He's not going to get it. Won't go with the first one, and that's number 2. 1-by-1. Zersh is going to get that one headshot, but looks like that's going to be all. 2 players on low HP, but orgloessoe secured the third.
Unfortunate. The idea was so great over there, but you also still have a little bit of extra sort of ground to cover, especially when you have to go up a ramp and then find, you know, all of those heads to click on at the very lower end of the ramp. It didn't work out all too well, but first buy comes on through from the Prodigies. Let's tune into the comms and see how they go about things.
I'm ready for. I will come wood after. I'm only short. Okay, don't take short, I think. I'm coming wood.
Maybe crossing long.
Short.
I'm going back.
I'm playing wood. Maybe
Long
short.
Pepsi.
I'm
Short
on
on.
flash.
You can do the opposite defense.
Yeah.
I will risk my myself. No, I will risk my.
We can do Fnatic if you want.
I'm doing one jump.
We can go opposite, yeah.
I will do Fnatic. You have flash?
Yeah, I'm ready
to flash.
Flash short one.
Pepsi long.
You should just
They're
stay
taking
inside,
corner.
don't push them.
No, just
We
flash
can
me.
boost.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Flash.
Flashing.
Long out. Dead.
Clear here, I'm
Let's play
rotating.
water.
Dead one more.
Nice.
I flash banana for you.
Flash.
Flashing. I'm peeking.
I
I have
didn't see. I
long.
smoke it off.
Flashing long.
Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
A full monster, I can go out slowly.
But city.
How much?
City.
Flashing long.
City.
Gonna kill him.
He went back.
Care
Pick me,
toilets
but
already.
he's low as
Can
well.
be heaven or?
Yeah, going
Yeah.
city. Heaven.
I'm watching city. That's city.
Nice.
Smoking water.
Flash.
Smoking water.
Bridge.
I'm picking bridge.
I'm coming city too.
I'm holding
Don't
shot.
lose
Side, side.
Plant.
Let's go push him.
Nice.
Good job, guys.
Well
What
played.
the
Take care,
fuck?
side.
Nice.
I was
winning.
watching on radar and I see him picking.
How the fuck he crossed it long?
Oh,
don't
there
know.
it is.
Is there a more AK somewhere?
Yeah, you can take one after.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. You can keep it for me.
Good job, guys.
Just 3 minutes.
Man, a crisis situation as Voxelark was able to slip into enemy lines, into the Prodigy's territory, and he nearly got away with it. The amount of chaos that could have been caused by one small Galil, the potential was there, but the shutdown and the realization, the correct approach from the Prodigies, they handled that situation so perfectly.
How is that a flawless round? How? How can you survive with all 5 players when they have infiltrated onto that A side? I have no idea, but that's the beauty of Counter-Strike. Until the 5th round we go. This op on mid Zerish looking to get a little bit aggressive, but he's not going to get any kill. And oh, FNK, I mentioned the jumps. 3 nades came in and he survived thankfully, but the spray was close. Everything is going to turn back to normal.
Yeah, he does now spot out a couple of, or at the very least, a singular player, over towards that connector side. Extra T presence over towards Monster as they are looking to flash themselves in as the smoke begins to dissipate. Fishy, well, collides into a little bit of geometry out of there, and he does eventually lose out on his head. SBT with the surf up top manages to draw first blood in this round, and Voxelark not ready to let go, but now he sadly does. Oh, flash comes on through, but Prodigy's not willing to commit just yet.
And they shouldn't. I mean, they already got the advantage. 5 versus 4. And they need to be more careful for that long spot. Last time, we heard the question from FNK, how was he out long, guys? Be more careful. We got 3 players onto this A side where orgloessoe have got 40 seconds to decide if they want to fake this or if they actually want to commit. The utility is there. 2 smokes, 2 flashes, which should be enough to get them at least close to side. And what happens from there, Zeus will decide, I think.
Yeah, he is going to, well, undo his judgment upon orgloessoe, hopefully with Big Green right here, as we've got a bunch of red silhouettes now tossing and starting to actually commit. Smoke is going to come on through FNK with a pixel angle, finds a little bit of damage. Quartz is full flash and he goes down. FNK can't correct the crosshairs position either. And now it's all down to Zeus. He's going to be smoked off and tries to wildly spray to try to deny that bomb plant, but it goes down. Clock reset. 35 seconds left for the Prodigies to get this retake. A lovely spray coming out from Straxy right there to put Tui in his place. But Astrum on top of the truck, well, he could be the defining factor as SBT manages to find a breakthrough, a gap to close off. But here comes Astrum. He shuts down Straxy, putting us into the 1v1. Zeus with the sidearm out. Can't make anything happen right there. And orgloessoe get away by the skin of their teeth.
So close, man. If that wallbang is not happening, the retake is not even commending. Go for that. It's a direct save. Unfortunate. First full blind and Terry this second shot mid-air. 3 players from the Prodigy side on this A side, but it was not enough. Not one of them got a kill.
Really, really well played coming out from orgloessoe, and Tui was, as you said, the primary reason why that execution could actually happen in the first place on the side of orgloessoe. And it was a little bit unfortunate that when the util came on through, specifically those flashes, there was nothing that the Prodigies could have done. Quartz, his retinas were burning and nothing but just a white void at that instance. Unfortunate, but we do have to move on to the very next round over here. A couple of jump spots coming on through, and I'm not exactly sure how much info was gained, but they know that short has completely been compromised at this stage.
Hell yeah, we got Wumbo with the op. Low HP. 1 miss peek, and orgloessoe will get the entry, and he sees the barrel of the gun. Is FNK going to peek that, or is he's just waiting for the boost? orgloessoe have got time on the clock. They're just waiting for this push. The molly's going to come in exactly where Straxy is. Oh, they actually missed it. No flash peek. Fishy gets a freebie. Entry for the orgloessoe side.
SPT flashed on out. He's got 2 players to deal with. Wumbo, well, his attention was elsewhere and couldn't really quite capitalize, but FNK comes to the rescue with not 1 but 2 frags right there to really shut down the door on this B execution. orgloessoe, are they going to commit? They might have to in this instance, but 35 seconds left, and Fishy somehow gets an entry. He gets an opener and shuts down SPT. Now, suddenly, the script might have been entirely flipped, but they don't exactly hold on to this B-side with an iron fist. FNK forced out, and he still duels with his life. Quartz comes on through for the collide at the very end with the A1S. Absolutely brilliantly done by Prodigies as they hold on to their composure.
From 0 to hero, FNK has 0 kills until now, and just comes up huge with that triple kill. Everything started here on short, and then the peak on long, really calculated and calm, collected into the flames. Got the third, no problem. Curse was there to assist. A second one for the Prodigy side. We got a tactical timeout, I believe, from orgloessoe to discuss with this economy what can they do, but we can talk right now what's happening on the CT side for the Prodigy side. The 3-0 start is really important for orgloessoe, and that 5th round was really interesting, but they got a little bit lucky, I have to say. Tui, that second shot mid-air, yes, he wanted to get the kill, but I don't know if you're going to get that every time.
Definitely not. And I mean, if we were to look back into yesterday's matchup, can't exactly remember who it was, but it was definitely somebody on the side of Team Hydra as well that was able to, you know, dish out a couple of very, very just sort of mind-blowing shots. I think it was actually Fossil at the exact same time in yesterday's matchup, but it's something that you know, there's absolutely no way that you can sort of combat when the stars literally just align for someone on the T side with those kinds of jump shots. But either way, orgloessoe, they've got upgraded pistols and a hero AK to work with versus a full stacked lineup of rifles on the side of the Prodigies, and this could be the very last rifle round that the Prodigies put up in the event that they lose it. Hopefully they don't right here. As Zeus maintaining Overwatch, good swing as he finds Voxel to kick things off.
Looking for the second one, the jumps are taking some space here. Oh, nice shot onto Quirch with that Tech 9, the run and gun. Really efficient, and they're going to take that weapon and pause for the one. Oh, they actually didn't take the M4. It's not a freebie. FNK coming close, looking to get that advantage. The flick is awesome. The headshot onto Wumbo and Zurich with the op. He's going to take down Astrum. 2 players remain from the Orgla side.
And they're going to have to redirect their attention elsewhere. I'm not even exactly sure if, as you mentioned, they've been able to recover that lost A1S, but here comes 2E. He goes down, as I should say. SBT comes on to the rescue, and he's going to be having a hard and tuned good time at the top of birthday. He finds the very last 2 kills right over there, and that is going to once again just send the side of Orglis in a very, very uncomfy situation, because obviously they did force out in that very last round, so it looks like, as the Prodigies, they've got a little bit of extra breathing space as they're once again gonna be facing up against the save on the side of Orglis. But with that out of the way, let's jump into the team comms for the Prodigies.
I pick in Sunday, actually. No free to
Check.
so here's some.
They're
Don't
not
have-
in short again.
Maybe left. I'm on T.
Gonna rotate again.
Mate close. Pushing, I think.
I don't see B.
Pushing maybe now.
That,
Play far back, dead.
One more.
Can be long?
that. Close, that. Don't die.
Nice, good job.
Easy as pie versus the Glocks right over there. The Prodigies, they tie up the scoreline. It is 4 rounds apiece, but obviously that is the kind of round that if you're in the shoes of Orglis, you literally just brush off your shoulders, and now you move on to the real meat and potatoes of they can afford AKs once again. A bit unlucky for Zurus right there because he did get caught out by the Glock, but the AWP, it is still intact, and it is once again in his hands.
Once again in his hands indeed. 5 AKs for the Orglis side. No op this round, and we got Zurus. Is he going to repeat that? Looks like it, but the boost is going to come in connector, and they can either steps. Tui is going to go out. Are they going to pursue this? I don't think so, but they have made a lot of noise, and they know that there's 2 players in con. They're going to retreat at the moment.
That's a very interesting little dynamic that we just saw over there. Prodigy's not really able to sort of like peer over that smoke and potentially have claimed themselves a couple of souls right there inside a connector, but Orglis, they have completely taken control of short, and now that the Prodigies have vacated this mid side, it does mean that Orglis can start to move on in. I think this is one of those very unpredictable rounds where not everything has gone according to plan for the Prodigies, and they're forced to adapt on the fly and properly stack up the bomb sites. As Orglis are going to continue to move on through. Wumbo run to the spear, leading the charge, fishing for information, and he might lock horns with Zurus right here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Zurus, how long? How more is he going to take another step forward? And he gets the headshot onto Wumbo. Advantage for the Prodigy side. And let's not forget, Orglis have got 1 single smoke to work with. And these AKs, it's not going to be easy. They're trying to peek onto Monster. And SBT is going to get the first one. Not for the second, but still. Information gain, 30 seconds for the Orglis side. They have no options. Hit this B side. The Heaven Smoke is going to come. But there's already a 3rd player on the Prodigy side, on this B side. 2E. For the HP, Straxy, is there a flash for him? Yes, there is. Gets the kill onto 2E, looking for the second one. Fishy and Astrum need a miracle to win this round and not let Prodigies get 5. But it's not going to happen.
Nope.
The save is called. Go next.
Yeah, unfortunate for the side of Orglis right over there, and to be fair, they didn't exactly have the cash at the very, very start to really supplement a full util round at the exact same time as far as I saw on the HUD, especially by the time that the execution and the B hit was supposed to come on through. They were naturally in a 5v3 scenario, but they had absolutely no grenades to utilize aside from that Heaven Smoke right over there. It is going to be impossible to just dry and nakedly peek onto the B bomb site, especially when you have to like constantly eat anti-flashes that are coming on through from the CT side. It just felt like an impossible situation for them to really piece together, and you can even see right now, only 3 players with full util on the Orglis side. It paves the way for another tough round ahead of them.
It does. Aggression from SVT. He's going to survive at the moment, but he's done a lot of damage onto Fishy. I believe he's going to give that AK to somebody else and take a deal for himself. Those are the most valuable weapons that Orglis currently has. Those 2 Kalashnikovs.
They're going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting right over here. Smoke is going to deter them from pushing through Monster for a little bit longer. SBT is going to go to his classic surf spot, and he's been doing that almost every single round. At times, orgloessoe have been able to actually catch on to that, but it's not as if they're usually sort of like pre-aiming that exact same position so they can take him out of commission. Eventually, they're going to discover the pattern and learn how to counter it, just like by literally staring at him. A counter smoke comes on through, and that shuts the door on the monster push. Zurus, easy find over towards long right there.
Another entry by the op. Zurus. It's the same scenario as yesterday. If we look by the kills, only FNKs may be left behind. Everybody's winning their duels, and that's really important. Depending on the start that we actually had onto this match, orgloessoe was looking dangerous, but the Prodigies have countered them really, really well.
Timing was important on that one. I think Quartz just managed to slip on by as orgloessoe were about to turn the corner in through that bathroom side. And he might be able to actually get a backstab going on over here. I'm pretty sure he has got some info, and he's willing to go for it. Smoke's toss over towards A means that the Prodigies have got to heavily stack this up. Colette comes on through. Zurus, you're just showing off at this stage, my friend. Another leg shot added to the tally. Dude, I don't know what it is about Zurus, but I feel like as if in this matchup, he's gotten more leg shots than kills with the AWP.
Yeah, the flick on that guy on toilets with a Glock and another one, but this time he finished it with a P250. A great round, and if you have Zurus and Quartz getting most of these kills, even if it's eco, if you get them warming up, it's going to be really difficult for the orgloessoe side to actually put a stop to this.
Yeah, and in that last round, they committed to a lot of util and to SMGs to try to, you know, help support those two Kalashnikovs. As you mentioned, it's once again going to be a very wonky buy, but they're going to try to send it directly in towards B. Dewey is leading the charge right over here, and one does get burned on down. Mac-10 finds a little bit of contact, but it's all gone horribly wrong for the side of orgloessoe. Bomb is down. Tech9 finds the head of Zurus right over here, and a Mac-10 picked up means that he can definitely drive this by. But Quartz from heaven up above preaches him and commits him down to a life of sin. Another easy pickup, but it's definitely one that got the engines revving as orgloessoe just full scented into B.
Definitely, and on the FNK side, that was a great read. He had 4 players on that B side, but we're going to tune in into comms for this 12th round.
Yeah, I'll go molly short then. Go in.
I do second.
You wait for the molly or smoke it?
I go gun.
I didn't hear. I'm just gonna smoke.
Yeah, smoke it.
If I mid, I'm
Flashing
blind.
over.
In short one. I can. Where? 3, 2, 1.
I don't see mid. I have full mid, guys. I have full mid.
I go
You can
back.
rotate.
Okay, yeah,
Better
smoke
reload
on.
more.
Yeah, I need to reload as well. Hold me.
There is one monster.
Watch out.
One more mid, fountain.
Okay, watch monster right, so I can watch.
Half HP fountain.
Con one left.
I can break condor. And you
I'm
peek.
going back.
Break it.
Nading there.
Do you know where?
They mollied.
Try to go
I don't see
corner.
any con, yeah.
One
Gonna push our
banana.
pipe.
Careful, pipe. I'm pushing con. Yeah.
It can be side ladder.
Target 2 or 1.
Yeah, it's
A
A.
little bit late, holding.
One deep.
They didn't know
One
about
core
know
and
about
should
that.
be
Should be A side already.
A side.
I'm king banana,
Banana.
they don't know.
Yeah, banana. Side one?
Yeah,
Wait, I
one
have
on
2
me
kills.
with up.
I have 2 kills, yeah.
Toilet 1, and 1 banana with up, and 1 con. Both banana.
Nice.
Nice.
What
bro.
the fuck they are doing?
Nice, man. What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
They're tilt now. Let's go, guys.
Dog.
I've got to
Oh
say,
my god.
wow. Dude, FNK is preaching to the choir. Quartz is insane.
What a sick round by Quartz. I mean, props to orgloessoe. Tui got the entry onto FNK, and as soon as Zurus died on Con, Ostrom just rushed down on A side because he knew the op is no more and I have full territory, but they did not think that Quartz would be in long, and he got that wonderful 1 versus 4 clutch. Hats off, man.
Man, Quartz really just laid down the law in that round right there. And as you mentioned, it was one of the first tricky rounds for Prodigies because they actually lost out on Zurus so damn early. He's not gonna hopefully make the exact same mistake twice this time around, as he was once again fishing for entries. But a con smoke comes on through and he gets away just by the skin of his teeth, and now he knows not to play with fire in the conventional sense anymore. Or does he? He wants more. He needs this AWP to find contact. This Quartz is also trying to put down some suppressing fire. And speaking of fire, Zurus now forced to retreat a little bit further. Dude, he is committed to this bathrooms play.
Naughty boy. I mean, he's feeling it. Why not? Give him the space. Let him try to get that first kill again. I mean, he didn't do it in the last round in Connector, and he wants revenge. But we got Voxelar peeking from Con. Straxy, the spray is great. He's going to get the entry. And he has another one to help him. And Ashram. Oh, no. Another leg shot for Zurus. It's the curse.
That got him right in the thigh right there, and Astrum with a salvage AWP shuts down FNK as well. I feel as if the previous round is just going to repeat itself right here in the 13th, the 3v4, but Quartz is still alive. He can still make a little bit of a difference as he is hunkering down on the A-bomb site. Obviously, Straxy and SBT are soon going to have to rotate in to try to join in on the fun. Quartz on the opposite end of that smoke, tucked in behind truck. Hasn't exactly found contact just yet, but that is just moments away as we've got Astrum on low HP, the first entry, hopefully the first to go down as well. And suddenly here comes Quartz in to bail them out once more. Missed shots from Straxy as Quartz will have to find an extra 2 kills right here. He locks horns with Wumbo, excuse me, but oh, I didn't even notice time actually ran out right there for Orgless. They couldn't get the bomb down in time.
Man, Quartz is just a beast right now, and we saw the cam. He was disappointed that he didn't get the 4th one, because that's the state that he's on. He's getting multi-kill after multi-kill. Zurus really unlucky for that leg shot again. Ashton, nice shot on the second one, but Quartz, a monster, literally. Yeah. He's holding down this A side by himself, and a little detail that I might add is SBT coming from B. That flash was really important because they couldn't get the trade easily on Quartz.
No, it was really, really tough, and, well, Quartz, captain of his own ship and not willing to go down without it. Straxy already trying to randomly spray and pray down through that smoke. I do believe he found a little bit of contact right over there. Zurus, uncharacteristic of him to miss out on an extra shot, but Straxy keeps it neat and tidy from Monster. An extra kill coming on through, stolen by SBT, as it's all down to Voxel and Wumbo. Now just Wumbo with a Deagle and a Dream, but it's going to be shut down rather quickly as the Prodigies are the first to hit 10.
Double digits for Prodigies, a really convincing CT side. The beginning was not like this. Let's take the pistol round out of the equation for the Orgless side. They haven't shown us much. That 5th round, yes, it was an interesting push from Tui, and I mentioned it. They're not going to have that luck, that magic, that mid-air headshot every round happen. 10-4. The last round on the first half, we got another full buy coming in for Orgless. The op onto Wumbo. As always, we got Courage aggressing, nice nade. The lineup doesn't do damage, but still.
Not exactly great for Orgless. And to be fair, though, they would have been at a much, much higher score line if they didn't actually fumble all of those A executes against the Quartz Clutch. And in the very, very second to last round that we just witnessed so far, they might have been up to about 6 or 7 by now. So it is safe to say that while the knowledge for Overpass is there on the side of Orgless, in their eyes, they've been just getting super duper unlucky in a couple of rounds, but that's something that they just have to try to battle up against. The Prodigies looking to make an 11th right over here. A boost, SBT might be able to find something, but that sound cue, Fishy knows what it means.
Yeah, and immediately you have to go back and watch out for these wall bangs, but Orgless have been playing fast these past couple rounds, and this time they're trying to take it a tone down lower, and the flash comes in, but the FNK does not expect Astrum being on the rock, on tree, and there's the entry. I don't know when's the last time that we actually mentioned that. An entry for Orgless.
No, it has been a very long time since they've gotten themselves an entry, let alone 2 right over there coming out from Astrum. He does find the head of Quartz through the smoke, and suddenly it might be Panic Station because the Prodigies, they're relegated to playing down below inside of B. SBT is willing to get a bit curious, checking out his corners and clearing them out. Tui, wrong moment right there as SBT just draws his mouse all the way down, but the A-bomb side, it is fully compromised, and this one with 12 seconds left, not one that Orgless are going to fumble.
Nice Molly, but a better shot from Astrum, a real hero in this round. Triple kill from him so far. SVT coming onto Banana, and he has traction on their side. The flash is going to support him, but on Toilets, he's going to get the kill onto Voxel Arc. 2 versus 3, 25 seconds on this bomb. Defuse kit, yes, but SVT is low HP. He's looking to make the first contact, and at the same time, we got Straxy taken care of behind, because that's where Astrum is. Are we going to have an ace? No. Fishy is going to get the last one, and orgloessoe are going to get 5th.
Yeah, 10-5 split in the first half right over there. Still, though, 10 rounds on the CT side. It is just about as good as it gets, and it gives you a lot of buffer room moving into the T side. Obviously, primary goal for them is to be able to pick up the first pistol round, and if the Prodigies are able to accomplish that, then they have basically locked in a second win on Overpass. That is what matters the most, and that will be coming up very, very shortly after this quick break. So be sure to stay tuned. We'll hop into the second half in just a few moments. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 10-5 is our current scoreline, with the Prodigies being able to put up twice as many rounds as the side of orgloessoe in our opening half on the CT side. It was not exactly the cleanest of halves. Don't get me wrong, orgloessoe, they still gave them a run for their money, but at the end of the day, Quartz coming in massive to bail out the side of the Prodigies, not once, but twice during 2 separate executions. It really gave them a good boost to close off that half.
I mean, definitely, we got that last round from Astrum as well, the hero quad kill, but Quartz, man, oh man, if he failed just one of those clutches, the economy, yes, they could have bought again, but if they kept that damage, getting 3 to 4 kills per round, 1 round could have been enough for the orgloessoe side to just get that maybe 9-6 half, or hell, even 8-7.
Yeah, and another one of the things, one of the main talking points that we do have to address for the side of orgloessoe is it felt as if they were, you know, the moment that we sort of like went past the round 4 or 5 mark, it felt as if they were like in constant economical and financial trouble more than half the time, because there was a certain period, yeah, you better coke up a little bit right over there. Zurus, he needs his sugar intake, his op shots have got to be on point, because he's been hitting too many legs, so I completely understand it. But am I mistaken, or is that a Coke Zero bottle? I think that is Coke
that's
Zero.
a Coke Zero, and that's Quartz. That's
Quartz. That's Quartz. Slurp.
Well, we know the secret ingredient of hitting headshots and making sick clutches, don't we?
Indeed, we do right over there. Great stuff coming out from, well, Quartz in that first half right over here. Zurus, he needs to buck the trend of like shots. I'm just gonna keep on saying that until, you know, he eventually does change things up a little bit. But either way, if the Prodigies, now moving into this first pits round on the T side, are able to pick up a rather convincing victory right over here, then that paves the way for what technically in theory should be a very easy and attainable extra 5 rounds, as you've been alluding to this whole time, Jesse. All it takes is 5 T rounds and you've basically done your job on Overpass.
Yeah, so this pistol round is going to be really important for the Prodigy side. We got contact on mid, Astrum down to 1 HP. Free kill for first, great flash, entry for the Prodigy side, and they're going to hit the brakes immediately. They saw a couple of people in connector, and they don't want to rush and give this advantage away immediately.
Chewy getting curious. He emerges from the connector side, and he's going to be forced back down. SBT on his classic lurk over towards B, and he's actually slipped relatively far deep inside. That could be a potential backstab, given the fact that the Prodigies, they're hard stuck on executing over towards A. SBT on B does go down, putting us in a 4v4, and the Prodigies, they can definitely stick it out over towards A, or try to pull a fast one, but nah, it's going to be the A plant instead, giving orgloessoe just 40 seconds to react.
Fishy is so close, and he's going to get killed by Straxy. Easy shot from behind, and first, all this time, he has been trying to lurk on these toilets. The dualies, Rumboy is going to hunt him, but Quartz with a headshot, looking for another one? No. He's done enough, in my opinion. 2 kills, Voxel and Tui on the retake. No defuse kit and no armor on Voxel. As soon as you get that information, you're just going to wildly spray with that Glock. FNK, a great position. Fancy a little bit of knife? No. The pistol round is going to be secured by the Prodigy side. Both teams have won their T pistols, which is something that I did not expect.
Yeah, neither did I, to be fair. And to be fair, though, in that last round right over there in the pistol, the orgloessoe side, they kind of dug themselves into a very, very impossible situation, because obviously a lot of their retake potential was just shut down first and foremost physically within the bomb site, and then by the time that you know it was a 3v2, they were so far away, stuck inside of bathrooms. You have to cover off a lot of distance, and then somehow also still have 10 seconds left over to get a defuse. It is just a non-win scenario in that instance. And they are going to force out a scout and an MP9, the same as Prodigy's done on their CT side. But obviously for the Prodigies, this force didn't quite work out. It seems as if orgloessoe may have just dug their own grave.
Could be. I mean, tough times for the orgloessoe side, but they're going to try this again. SVT looking to get some timing after this execution of nades coming in. Astrum is going to get a headshot onto him. That crouch really made him vulnerable. 4 players for the Prodigies. They didn't find that entry on B. They're going to look on the other side of the map. We got Fishy with the MP9 on long, but Woombo is going to try to take that first contact, that bait for his teammate. The jump is going to come in, and nice trade by Zurus, and he's not going to get tagged by the scout. Clean.
Well, that's a good job done for the Prodigies to literally fish out the first frag over towards long and put things back in an even Steven 4v4 scenario, but they're not quite willing to commit to that A-side execution just yet. They are going to rotate the long way back over towards B to not give off too much information, but I do want to draw your attention back again to Astrum because he's occupied a lot of space over towards short. He is so far deep, in fact, that he's just going to hear them stomping about through Monster. Now, orgloessoe know exactly what needs to be done. Chewy with the deagle struggles to find contact, and that entire B-hold is just going to crumble in front of the eyes of orgloessoe. Bomb plant goes down, and a 12th round secured for the Prodigies.
A really important round for the Prodigy side, because if you lose this round, you're back to the first stage loss bonus. Example, if you lose the pistol, you're immediately into the second one, but 1 kill on the orgloessoe side on that B play and the round could have gone their way easily. We had the crossfire on barrels and on short, but the Galeos and the MAC-10s did their job.
Yeah, they really did. It was the 5-7 to really only get a little bit of contact and actually find a kill for the side of orgloessoe. And I mean, for those of you guys that don't know, and you might not actually, you know, read into your weapon lore for Counter-Strike, the 5.7 I think is one of the only pistols, if not the only pistol aside from the Deagle, that has like the highest armor-piercing capability as well.
Yeah,
it just makes it
range.
so, at close range especially. So that's what makes it such a prime weapon and just such a great tool for destruction when it comes to eco rounds over there. But speaking of eco rounds, that is exactly what the side of orgloessoe have to deal with once again.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, on the orgloessoe side is just Astrum performing. He was the author of the 5th round of orgloessoe, and if you pay attention, Voxel Arc has found 1 kill on these 17 rounds. Not enough, but let's see this B play. There is a stack on the orgloessoe side, but the flash is great by FNK. The farming is coming, baby. 1 by 1, they're going to be taken down, and it's just Voxel Arc, the hero. Is he going to double his kills into this round or not?
Man, I know for a fact that right now in November, it's definitely not watermelon season, but it appears to be CT season for the side of the Prodigies right there. Voxel Arc. I thought for a second that he might have like DC'd or something and exited the server because he mentioned he's got 1 kill, but no, he's just got 1 kill and 17 deaths. He is dragging the side of orgloessoe down insurmountably, and it really doesn't work out too well, but they put up a first buy round, so Prodigies, they've got some competition. Let's hop into the team comms and see how they go about it.
I'll smoke it.
Okay. Grenade.
Waiting. Call flash.
Smoke.
Close up.
Nice. Flash.
Yeah, up.
Flashing
Flash
monster.
up, flash up.
Cancel,
Go.
cancel. Let's kill him short. Let's kill him short together, Kurtz.
Wait.
It's an up.
The resmoke monster.
I just molly, bro.
Do it. Okay,
Might take space on A now.
leave
Can
Kurtz
boost.
alone there and we go back to A3 people. And we retake A.
Be pushed.
Right up.
I did a flash.
Don't stop here just in case. They have
He's
1 minute,
hiding
guys.
on balloons, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna molly him balloons. Gonna molly him balloons now. Yeah, I smoke toilets. We need to try to go together con and finish B, okay?
I'm gonna flash banana as well.
Push it.
Monster push, by
Flashing
push.
there.
Yeah.
Let's go away. Let's go away.
Let's go.
Just
I'm gonna
slow
smoke
down.
stairs.
I'm
Maybe
smoking
three,
steps. I'm smoking.
Blind.
I'm only track.
You flash?
Only bank.
One long, push.
Pushing.
Sorry.
Next time you just need to run if you wanna do it like this. You need to make
A tough round right there for the Prodigies and Orgless. They do appear to be back in fighting form once they got the proper weaponry in their hands right over there. A near flawless round for them is the right way for them to kick off this CT side, but obviously time is starting to run short. The Prodigies, they can continue to apply pressure with another buy.
Hell yeah, I mean, we got the op immediately onto Zer's hands. Voxel got killed last round by 3 nades dunked onto him. If you're having a tough game and you see those nades coming in, it's just not a good day in the office, man. But
No.
we got Wumbo, aggression with the op, out on long, looking for that first clean kill, and he sees the trajectory of the nades. And there's one player there, Straxy. He is being careful, but against the op on long range, you can't do much unless Wumbo does not clear his corners, but he's going to get the first one and get out of there immediately.
A lot of damage already sustained on the side of the Prodigies, with Quartz and Zurus sitting at about 44 HP average between the two of them this early into the round as well. That doesn't bode all too well versus the rifles. I mean, keep in mind, Orgless, aside from those two A1Ss, they've also salvaged 2 AKs with the headshot potential. You won't even really need to get it, just a body shot or 2, and then both Quartz and Zurus go down. But now, obviously, the question is, how are they going to try to go about this? Jump shot to clear out long definitely does work out, but yeah, Wumbo isn't on the receiving end. He is repositioned long ago.
Yeah, I mean, he got that entry. He doesn't want any business onto mid. You can take mid, but if you try to come to this A side, I'm going to hurt you. FNK throws the flash comes in, and he gets the hesh onto Fishy. A really important trade, but he's down to 22 HP, and he's going to survive for the moment. SBT is looking to take this space from this chaos that happened on A, but it's not going to work out. Astrum is really careful about it, and he's going to get the headshot onto him. 20 seconds. They're going to try to go out of monsters till he has information and the smoke to create him some space. Sometime Astrum with a second smoke. There's a gap, but he's not going to get anything from 10 seconds. This is not happening for the Prodigy side. Astrum kills Squirts. FNK goes down to Voxelark. He's going to double his kills. Congratulations, buddy. And Zurich on a save mission.
Yeah. It was a bit unfortunate right over there for SBT because he is obviously the one player on the side of the Prodigies that bears the responsibility of lurking towards that B site. Imagine if he got himself that entry and actually won the duel versus Astrum. You have literally just bore a hole into the B bomb site that is not easily patched up for the side of Orgless. The only other anchor they would have had on the bomb site would have been the Barrels player right over there, and they didn't actually see quite a little bit of action after dropping a smoke. It was, at the end of the day, the Heaven response that needed to come on through. So, at a certain point, SBT is going to need to try to step things up. We were alluding to a Heaven boost, but it's been read into. Zurus doesn't even get a glance to the opposite side of the map.
What a great read by Orgless, man. I mean, you have to admit it. Wumbo with the op. He got the entry last time. He almost got this one as well, but Zurus couldn't position himself clearly for that peak, and he is down to 26 HP, and Fishy is in connector. If they just decide the gem is going to be really hard for them. Let's see how many he gets. None! Nice leg shot by Zurus, and the follow with the Deagle, and the M4 by Cruz. The hero, once again, is trying to win this round on his own.
Wow.
4 versus 3.
That is the last thing that I would have expected if I was at the bottom of the ladder.
Same.
For the Prodigies to just send in 2 people dropping down Assassin's Creed style, not onto a haystack, but onto a very surprising kill pickup right there, and an A1S also salvaged. It does help out the Prodigies massively, but the time is once again starting to work as a 6th defender for the Orgless side. 40 seconds left. And you know what that means? That means that Quartz is probably going to have to find this entry onto Voxelark. A man with 2 kills shouldn't be the easiest or the toughest thing, I should say, to try to shut down as the flashbangs and smokes start to come on through. Voxel is about to be in for a world of hurt. Do they clear out barrels? No, they actually don't. And Voxel, he's able to add an extra kill to the tally, but he takes even more damage right here. And suddenly, it is all down to 2E. And he's wrapping in through Monster to try to clutch up in the 1v3.
He has information, I think, about one guy. The op is holding for that. And Zerus is going to get the frag and the round for the Prodigy side. A great start. You mentioned it. Assassin's Creed style onto connector. I mean, if you're...
Yeah. That is the natural thought process, but man, it doesn't even matter how freaking prepared you can be, you are going to be caught with your pants around your ankles in that position. Yeah. And there it is, another entry coming on through. Fishy doesn't get read into, but he will eventually be traded off by Quartz. He does get a little bit of contact with that deagle, but can't quite actually recover the rifle, sadly enough. But they have managed to just plow through that mid presence, and they do retain the man advantage versus 2 invested rifles on the side of orgloessoe. This technically should, on paper, be a very, very easy round for the Prodigies to pick up, but obviously the cookie can crumble in so many different ways.
Yeah, it can. But the good thing for the Prodigy side, they have moment. But this will going to be interesting. Hydra trying it as well. The smoke is not the greatest on long, but I think there's a gap, so orgloessoe are going to have information about that, but the man advantage is the safe net here for the Prodigy.
And they're going to exit through connector as well. Molotov, bit premature as they weren't quite willing to commit and give up the element of surprise. FNK on his lonesome, seeing what work can be done over towards A. Ooh, a couple of whiff shots coming out from Voxelark, but he does get the job done. So A is no longer an option, but B seems to be wide open. 2E though, he does manage to get one before being traded off by SBT. That bails them out right there, and it allows them to get the bomb plant down. Heaven has been entirely smoked off, and Bridge now covered as well. So that does mean that SBT can continue to power on through, but the question for orgloessoe is, do you commit? I think you have to if you want to keep the Prodigies from hitting 15. They're not being given an inch to work with. Absolutely nothing is being revealed on the side of the Prodigies. SBT behind the sandbags as Voxelark makes himself known. 12 seconds for them to stick the defuse. SBT falls. It's all down to Zurus. He shuts down the first, misses the shot, but there's no time left over for the defuse to be stuck by Voxel. He'll salvage the AWP, but they forfeit a 15th to Prodigies. That is quite unfortunate. Oh, it does seem as if the way this is starting to shape up for the side of orgloessoe is that they may have to suffer a second loss on overpass after playing it 4 times throughout this entire season, and the side of the Prodigies, well, they're on their way to being 2-4-2 on this map in particular. It has been rough for orgloessoe, not quite being able to get their engines up and revving. Only 2 rounds of their name on the CT side, but the Prodigies, well, I've got to say, compared to yesterday's performance, this T side has been looking and doing wonders so far.
The best, but they're going to try yet another boost. This time, the triple man boost on short. They're not going.
And so, FNK, this time trading roles with SBT, being on the solo lurk as Wumbo. Staged up with the AWP, has so many headaches to worry about. A flashbang is perfect, right on the money as Voxelark actually gets first contact. Wumbo and Fishy both double down as Zurus is forced to retort in his own sense right there with the AWP, but the bomb, it is stuck and hidden, tucked away inside of the flames. FNK, with his back turned, actually doesn't go down. He's going to continue to creep further and further down over towards hell, and Zurus is left to sort of just pry through. FNK now finally rejoining in on the fun. Zurus can't really make a move, or can he right there? Lovely shot coming on from the op right there. Then suddenly FNK, he might actually be able to work in a little bit of magic right here. Fishy goes down, and now is the time for FNK to make himself known right here. Astrum is still holding down that bomb, but the question is, where on earth is Chewy? Astrum actually finds FNK. That was the golden key needed to undo this lockpick for the side of the Prodigies, but it doesn't work out.
It doesn't. Zurus with the up close range, that no scope, that quick scope is awesome onto Astrum, and that one more left. He has information, he knows where he was. Astrum is sitting like a little good boy, but 2E with that MP9 is going to secure one more round for orgloessoe. Really close and really unfortunate for FNK. You mentioned the golden ticket to single-handedly maybe win that round, but he did not clear. He did not expect a second player to be there. He did not expect Astrum on that spot. It would have been a freebie.
Yeah, I mean, if you pick up the kill on Astrum in that instance right over there, you put yourself in a 2v1, and the last CT that you have to worry about is literally stuck over towards heaven. At that certain stage, you've isolated and cleared out so many positions, you know exactly where the last defender is going to be coming on through. Unfortunate for FNK because he had to be so patient shift walking throughout the entirety of the map, and at the end of the day, you know, there was no carrot at the end of the stick for him.
Yeah, well, we got a tactical timeout coming in.
Alrighty, thank you so much for bearing with us, ladies and gents, but we are back into the swing of things. Prodigy still sat on round or 15-round wins to their name so far, but they've got pistols to work with on the T side, meaning that they unfortunately can't close things off quite just yet.
Yeah, I mean, I respect this. The reason why I said they can experiment is because let's say that, okay, you can comfortably win this match and need a little bit of luck to find that 16th, but if you prepare something, let's say for worst case scenario, if you're FNK and you're like, okay, what happens if we are losing 15-13, we have no money, we only got like 2k per player, how are we going to manage then? So maybe this could have been one of those rounds where you could put that experiment into play, but no. They're going to eco, and Wumbo has already gotten the entry onto Kurtz, one of the key players. And he's looking for the second one, aggressing with this op after taking the information that they're on eco, but the Glock, baby, Zuris.
Yeah, Wumbo had his crosshairs up a little bit too high, couldn't quite flick down in time, but there's FNK.
No.
Headshots line up for him with the 9mm as Fishy is forced to trade things back off. Staircase has been smoked, and Fishy does have a little bit of a gap to work with. SBT, with a recovered AWP right over here, is now left all on his lonesome in the 1v2. This could be the most realistic potential we see at a heroic clutch. Flashbang is going to continue to halt him off just for a little bit longer, but the peaks are still coming in from behind the trash can. SBT, he's getting a little bit nervous right here. He just has to stick the bomb and force them to come to him, but he doesn't stick it entirely, and Tui is going to get the shots on through with the A1S.
Unlucky. I mean, if you got the plan there, that would be really important. We got SBT down to 3.6, and Zuris and FNK at 4.1. So the utilities are not going to be, everything is not going to be there, but you can degrade to a little maybe. Nice try from SBT. A good round. We got the Glocks taking Zuris the headshot onto Wumbo. Remember all those leg shots? Well, he got a little bit of luck on his side with the Glock now.
He did indeed. Couldn't quite deliver on the AWP to the level that we expect of him, but when it comes to the Glock, man's always been on point. Impossible to disappoint us. I'm not exactly sure, though, if I, however, entirely agree with this force buy coming out from the Prodigies, because they didn't exactly have a lot of util to work with, and they've already exhausted the majority of it. They've only got 2 smokes and 1 HE left to work with, so you'll obviously be forced to do things in the traditional sense just with your weaponry right over here, as it's SBT who had to smoke himself off from the flames. He goes down first, but that pulled the attention away from orgloessoe, and look at how fast Prodigies are moving in through long.
I mean, they have to. They know that the enemy team has information that there's nothing on short, and you mentioned the lack of utility is going to be really...
Nah, maybe next game for Voxel. Not quite his best performance so far. And Bank has been completely compromised with 2 players hold up inside. Fishy gets the first onto Zuris, and he doesn't quite commit, and neither does Straxy. They're willing to let the clock wind itself down, but they know they have to address this player over towards heaven, and they do. Fishy goes down. 2v3. Astrum and Tui now left and relegated to simply retaking in from that bathroom side means that things are going to be so tough for him right here. FNK, first point of contact, jump spot is found right over there, and the second one nails in on the coffin right there. FNK closes things off, and that adds a second win on Overpass for the Prodigies. Indeed. It was quite the win coming out from the side of the Prodigies. Few economic struggles at the very least on the CT side. We did lose Jesse for a hot little second right over there, but we will get him back in just a moment's notice. And he should be appearing on screen. Yay! Welcome back.
Wow. Yes, it's good to be
Struggles.
back. I've been unfortunately have some internet issues at the moment. It's kind of weird because
Happens.
I have internet on Discord, let's say, but not on the other platform. Anyways,
Mm.
a 16-8 win, convincing as you'd like, a better one than the last one. But you mentioned some really crucial rounds that Kurtz had that 1 versus 4 clutch and the follow triple kill on that A side. The score could have been more.
Yeah, it could have been so much more tight, and it definitely could have at least added an extra couple of rounds to the tally for the side of Orgloessoe. But yeah, obviously with Voxel not really being in his element this evening, only being able to find it was 8 kills by the very, very end of the entire map. It really brought down the entire Orgloessoe side. But let's go ahead and actually focus a bit more on the Prodigies, and we do already have a line or an interview lined up for you guys. Quartz, the man, the myth, the legend himself, is going to be joining us. Hello, Quartz. How are you doing, buddy? How are you feeling after that win?
Hey guys, yeah, I'm feeling good. Feeling good. It was a nice win. Yeah, we did everything right, except 2 rounds. But like overall, I think we played very well. So I'm happy
Yeah.
for the win.
Yeah, everybody on the side of the Prodigies played very, very well, and you did individually as well. Dare I say, without your absolute sort of like heroic performance of pure sort of David and Goliath story on the A bomb site, keeping things neat and tidy with 1 clutch, and then also the follow-up with the triple kill in the round exactly afterwards to really drain the time away from the Orgloessoe side. What was going through your head in that instance? Were you expecting to win out the clutches? How were you able to remain so calm, cool, and collected?
Yeah, well, I was flanking long, and I knew that I'm gonna get at least 2 kills, right? And then it was kinda, I didn't know like if like didn't know if I will win it, right? But they just did a bad flash, and they lined up, and I got the double kill at the end. So yeah, it was a good round, and I got it only because they failed the flash and they peaked at the wrong time, like both, and they line up. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was their fault at the end.
That's also something that me and Jesse were talking about during the broadcast as well. When you were sort of like trying to bait out the swings to come in with the defuse as well. What we thought was really interesting is like naturally you go for the first defuse bait and then somebody swings you with the AWP, they miss, and then you go in for the second defuse bait, you tap the bomb just a little bit, and then they actually waited almost, I think it was 10 seconds before a horrible flashbang comes on through, and that was more than enough time to maybe stick the defuse. Why didn't you? Were you purposely waiting for the kills to come on through just for a bit of extra security?
Yeah, well, I tapped second time, and then I expected to get at least 1 kill, and they then probably like save the AK or something. But yeah, the double swing came, and I don't know why it came like a double swing. They could just bait like the first guy to die, and the last guy could just play time. But they just played bad. I don't know, like what happened in their head. Why did they play like this?
Yeah, a bit unfortunate for their side. They could have just jumped and get information. But anyways, you farm these newbies any day of the week. Well played from you. I have a question about this T side. Did you expect it to be this easy?
Yeah, well,
Because
I expect.
obviously, sorry to
Yeah.
cut you. Obviously, our fast is CT-sided, and we wanted more action coming in, especially with that off from Wumbo. But it did not seem as hard as it should have been.
Yeah, well, I mean, on this level, like main, there, like the enemies are readable on every like side because I don't know, it's just so readable, and we still have issues sometimes adapting on T side and on CT side, and their actions are not perfect all the time, but like teams on this level are just so readable, and it's so easy for me high to call around it. So there isn't the problem like to just read them.
That's fair enough. The last question that I do have before we send you off is when it comes to the pick of Overpass as a whole, because obviously we saw you guys play on this map yesterday, and it was the performance of a lifetime. Me and Jesse think it was easily one of the best matches of Counter-Strike that you've played so far in this season. But when it came to specifically picking Overpass this evening, we obviously read through the sheet on the side of Orgloessoe, and they played it, I think it was 4, if not 5 times by now. They did relatively well on it at the early stages of the season as well. Was the did you guys already like move into tonight's matchup knowing that you would play Overpass just to continue getting a little bit of practice on it in general, or was it a bit of surprise?
Yeah, I think we knew it. Like, I don't care what map we play because we don't care about like what they play mostly. Like, we care what our strong side is. So yeah, like we have few maps in our map pool already, and we're not
Yeah.
scared to play any map from the map pool we have. So
Okay, that's fair enough. So were you guys technically more so looking to just get a little bit of extra practice on overpass
Yeah.
regardless? And a follow-up question would also be, from tonight's matchup and also as an extension from yesterday's matchup, what's one of the most valuable things that you learned in the server?
valuable things. Like, I think just making the fundamental strong. Like just learning like from the mistakes we do on official, because when something bad happens on official, you just like
You kind of
learn
kick
more
yourself
from it
about
than
it.
practice. Yeah. Like when it happens on official, you always like learn more. So yeah, it just gives us more experience for the upcoming officials, and like we are happy how it's going right now.
Well, I'm happy to hear that as well. And trust me, the fundamentals, the foundation, it's always been solid from you and the boys on the side of the Prodigies. Quartz, thank you so much for joining us. You are absolutely 100% free to go, and I wish you the best of luck in next week's matchup. And obviously, you guys do have a bit of an extended break, so take the time, enjoy, and we will see you back here next week. Thanks so much, bro.
Yeah,
Good night.
thank you. Good night, guys.